Good morning, my friends. Now, it's Monday, so that means it is shoulder day. And I got my canned pre-workout because just wanted a different flavor. And I also got something kind of cool. It's beet juice and green tea for my intro workout. I tried it yesterday and for my core day, and I felt pretty good throughout the entire workout. So, like I said, it is shoulder day. We're gonna get that done. I'm still debating if I want to go to the fitness center or if I want to go to the actual gym. Probably fitness center, so that way I don't have to go too far and I can get it done relatively quickly and easily without a bunch of people sitting around. Even though, like I said, I'd rather a packed gym than an empty gym, because a packed gym means more people are working to improve themselves. But like still being able to access the weights. Anyway, like I said, today's shoulder day. We're gonna get that working. And we are going to be on the bounce because I have a 6-day work week, technically 7, but I'm not, but the 7th day isn't my 9 to 5 job. But yeah, we're gonna get to it. I'll catch you guys at the gym.
And we're at the fitness center training delts or shoulders or whatever modern society wants to call this area of the body. I just call them shoulders because it's easier to remember. Sometimes deltoids because that just sounds a little funny, as one might say. But it was a fun workout and I kept it short, simple, and to the point. As you can see, the video really is not that long, even outside of the working out stuff we're watching here. Part of that is because there just wasn't much to do today. There wasn't much adventure. And when I leave work, it is really, really late at night. So I don't get much adventuring outside of work. There's not a lot of places open to go check out, especially on weekdays. No one's up, so can't really do much. And that's not a bad thing. Like I said, there's nothing BS about working. We got to work. It builds character. It makes sure we have our bills in order. Keeps us to make sure we have supplies we need for our family. So there's nothing wrong with working the late shift. But what the one thing is that it does kind of absorb your day, because almost everyone you know will be getting out of work at around 5:30 and you're still at work until 10:30, 11:30, or maybe even midnight. So that is a downside. But one good thing about it is that you can get a lot of the stuff you don't want to do done early in the morning because you just have to. And then when you're done, you call it a day. Sure, you can't really do anything except probably sit at home, watch a movie, play a game. But that's not always a bad thing.
And now we're back at the apartment from the gym, and it was fun. I had a lot of fun doing my shoulder workout today. Very simple, very clean, very mobile, as you can see. Now, I'm going to make my post-workout snack, which is yogurt, a scoop of dry peanut butter, and vanilla protein. Scarf that down. Finish doing my laundry because I just ran through the dryer, so gonna have clean clothes. That's gonna be really nice. And today we got to go to work, and probably gonna try and stop off at the supermarket before work because it's more I need razors as opposed to needing more food. Even though I do want to get some apples and a kombucha, but that's beside the point. Anyway, like I said, I gotta eat my post-workout meal. I gotta finish my laundry and go to work. Get the grind in, get my hours in, get on that forklift, hopefully get that done, even though it's kind of gray out. If we have to do anything outside, that's not going to be fun, but don't stop the grind for nothing. And then during break time, do either some studying or some reading. I'm going to bring all of it, so that way I know I have it, and that way I can keep working on it. Anyways, I'll catch you guys later. Peace. And I am home, and as you can see, I got razor blades, but I didn't get them immediately after I made the first video. I got them a little bit later on, and the place that I went to get the razor blades anyway didn't have refills, so I had to buy those because everywhere else was closed. And then I had to go to another store after work anyway, which would have had those razor blades because I forgot to get my cat food. So I had to go out and buy some cat food for the cat, the little princess, even though she eats her food way too quickly. The little rodent. She knows she's a problem. I'm looking at you, Cherokee. But I did go out and get some food. I saw Will Tennyson did this protein bread with cottage cheese on top. I think it was cottage cheese mixed with some honey and then put meat on top. I tried that. It didn't look exactly like he did, but I did my own version of it, and I thought it was pretty good. I'll definitely do it again. I didn't add any seasoning or anything like that to the meat. It was just the meat straight, and I thought it was really tasty. I might add seasoning next time, but I want to keep the sodium low. I know a lot of seasonings have sodium in them, so that's up in the air. But outside of that, though, overall today was a pretty good day. I actually enjoyed myself at work for the most part. I got a lot of stuff done. A lot of the time was spent just walking back and forth at the with the forklift, to put it lightly, because I wasn't the one driving who was on the lift today. It was actually someone else, and they had me monitoring him. Not that he actually needs it, it's just a safety precaution because we're driving forklifts around with other people. But transporting that was fun. I got 10,000 steps just by doing that alone, and then by the end of the day, I can't check now because it's actually 1 in the morning when I'm recording this, because it's way after I'd be done my shift. But had a lot of fun. Started reading Armor again. It's another man in power suit shoots space bugs type deal, which is, if you haven't noticed, my thing. I've been looking around in my boxes after I moved for all my books, and I found a bunch of books that I loved, and I even found my childhood copy of Starship Troopers, and I am happy that I found that, but I can't find my travel copy of Starship Troopers anywhere. So there's that caveat. What's my travel copy of Starship Troopers? It is the copy that I bring with me because I don't want my childhood copy to get damaged in any severe way or lost, even though I thought I lost my childhood copy of Starship Troopers a while ago, but I wound up finding it, and I was really happy about that because I think it's really cool. It's not a first edition, it's just my first edition of Starship Troopers, and is what essentially changed my life after reading that. I mean, obviously the movie would have changed my life first because I saw the movie before I read the book. Then I watched Roughnecks and Starship... No, I saw the movie, watched Roughnecks, Starship Troopers Chronicles, and then I read the book. That's the order, and then I watched the anime and the other subsequent movies following that. And now hopefully I get to be in the readaptation as Ace, but one can only dream, am I right? Man, I just love dudes in suits fighting space bugs. We'll get to Health Divers soon, don't worry. Or just dudes in power armor fighting aliens in general, I really like. But yeah, today was a pretty good day. Gotta clean up the kitchen a little bit because it's a little bit of a mess after the cooking. And by the way, I tried to cook some of the bread in the oven, and after I already pulled it out of the oven at this point, and I don't know why, but my brain just said grab onto the baking sheet without the oven mitt. Obviously, you know what happened after that. It didn't live in them anymore, so I think that my hand feels fine now. But my brain, I literally just went, wait, I knew that was going to happen. Why did I do that? I have no idea. It was funny, though. And like I said, I am very much okay. But anyway, it's late in the night. It's time for me to do my split drills, get ready for bed, and then do this all again tomorrow morning. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.